The day has finally arrived, August 16th, a moment that holds far more significance than a simple spot on the calendar. This is no ordinary Saturday. It is a spiritually potent, emotionally rich portal, a divine invitation to pause, reflect, and realign. Energetically, it stands apart, wrapped in a frequency that seems to thin the veil between the seen and unseen, between your everyday self and your highest potential. Leading up to this day, you may have noticed life feeling a little heavier, a little more intense. Emotions may have been rising to the surface, old wounds perhaps returning with unexpected strength. People around you might be triggering parts of you that you thought were already healed. But this is not meant to destroy or discourage you. On the contrary, it's all part of a sacred recalibration. The universe isn't punishing you. It's preparing you. It's realigning your soul to match the prayers you've sent out. Because here's the truth. We often say we're ready for growth, for love, for peace. But are we really? The universe asks not through tests of knowledge, but through tests of character. It wants to know, can you remain grounded when misunderstood? Can you choose grace when your ego is tempted to defend? Can you trust divine timing when everything feels uncertain? Your answers won't come from your words. They'll reveal themselves through your reactions. In this moment, August 16th, is your opportunity to rise, not by denying your truth, but by expressing it with clarity and compassion, not from your wounds, but from your wisdom. Emotions may still swirl. Let them. Let them pass through you like waves, not to drown you, but to cleanse you. You're not being asked to suppress, you're being asked to surrender, to trust that you're not breaking apart, but being broken open for something greater. This state holds a rare kind of stillness, a divine checkpoint in time. For those who are truly awake, who are attuned to the deeper rhythms of life, this day will not go unnoticed. It may start like any other day, quiet and unassuming, but if you tune in closely, you'll feel the shift. You'll sense that this day carries a vibration, a sacred kind of whisper from the universe. It's not dramatic or loud, but it's real. And it's speaking to the parts of you that are ready to heal, ready to evolve, ready to rise. The truth is, in a world obsessed with control, planning, and predictability, days like August 16th remind us of something powerful. Not everything is ours to manage. From our first breath to our final one, we are co-creating with forces beyond our understanding. Whether you call it God, Source, the universe, or simply divine energy, there is a sacred intelligence guiding your path. It speaks in synchronicities, in deep knowing, in those quiet nudges that urge you to pause, listen, and recalibrate. And yet, most of the time, we miss these messages, not because they aren't there, but because we've forgotten how to hear them. We filled our lives with so much noise, distraction, and expectation that we've become strangers to silence. But every so often, a moment pierces through the chaos, and if you're lucky enough to notice it, it can change everything. August 16th is one of those rare openings. For some, it will pass like any other day. But for those who feel a stirring in their spirit, for those who sense that there's something more happening beneath the surface, this day can be a turning point. And if you're here, right now, reading these words or watching this video, perhaps you're one of those people. Perhaps you didn't find this message by chance. Perhaps, on some soul level, it was always meant to reach you. So pay attention. Notice what comes up for you today, not just outside of you, but within. What are you being invited to release? What truth have you been avoiding? What new chapter is quietly waiting for you to open its first page? This day is sacred not because it changes everything instantly, but because it offers you the choice to begin again. And that, in itself, is a miracle. A moment to consciously choose alignment over chaos, healing over hiding, and authenticity over fear. Let August 16th be the day you embody the healing you've been seeking, not in theory, but in action. Speak from your soul, not your pain. Move with intention, not impulse. Trust that what's being shaken loose from your life is making space for something infinitely better. Your soul is speaking. The universe is listening. And now more than ever, it's time to answer. If these words resonate with you, trust that they're meant to. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you want more spiritual guidance like this, and drop 777 in the comments if you're ready to align, receive, and step into the protection and clarity that is already surrounding you. You weren't meant to just survive this life, you were meant to awaken within it. And this, right here, may be the very moment your awakening begins. If you take a moment to truly observe the world around you, you'll notice something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. Nature never moves without purpose. Everything it does, from the blossoming of a flower to the migration of birds, is guided by an unseen intelligence. There is no hesitation in its rhythm, no confusion in its path. Even the animals, whom many overlook as simple or instinctual, exist in a profound state of harmony with the earth. They don't question their purpose or second-guess their instincts. They listen, they feel, and they respond in alignment with the natural order. In their silence, there is wisdom. In their stillness, there is presence. Those who live closely with animals often speak of a deeper connection, not just to their pets, but to life itself. There's a grounding energy in being near creatures who haven't forgotten how to be present. Their presence reminds us of the purity we've drifted away from. As humans, we've become so accustomed to complexity, to overthinking, overanalyzing, and doubting our own intuition that we often forget what it means to just be. If you've ever loved a pet, then you already understand something sacred, unconditional love. Animals don't know how to lie. They don't withhold affection to make a point, and they never love halfway. Their loyalty is complete, their emotions transparent. In a world where so many interactions are layered with ego, fear, and performance, an animal's love feels like truth made tangible. There are no masks, no hidden motives. They don't need to speak to be understood. In their quiet companionship, there is healing, a healing that reaches far deeper than words ever could. In fact, many of us have come to rely on that silent love more than we admit. Because in today's world, trust is fragile. Human connections, though capable of great beauty, often become tangled in betrayal, disappointment, and emotional games. But the love of an animal? It's clean. It's whole. And sometimes it's more honest than the love we receive from people. This August 16th draws near. You're being offered a sacred moment to pause. Not just to reflect on your goals or ambitions, but to ask yourself who you are becoming in the process. This day is a spiritual checkpoint, an energetic doorway, a chance to recalibrate not just your plans, but your presence. Maybe it's time to let go of what's no longer serving you, or to listen for a message you've been too busy to hear. Life doesn't always scream its wisdom, it whispers. And when nature calls you inward, it's not to demand, but to invite. The question is, will you answer? This moment, this day, isn't ordinary. It carries with it a gentle yet powerful invitation to realign with the flow of life. You don't have to force anything. In fact, nature never forces. It simply moves, patiently and intentionally, trusting the unfolding of each season. You're being asked to do the same. To stop pushing, striving, and controlling, and instead, to surrender to the rhythm that was designed for you long before you were even aware of it. Because life, in all its mystery and beauty, doesn't always give second chances. But it does offer signs, subtle nudges, fleeting moments of clarity, glimpses of something greater waiting just beyond the veil of your current reality. And if you feel something stirring within you right now, don't ignore it. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's your soul whispering, this is the moment. Human beings are powerful, emotional, and deeply capable of both love and destruction. So much of what we do is driven by desire, whether it's the desire to love, to be loved, to succeed, or to protect ourselves. But often, these desires get twisted. They become rooted in fear, greed, or selfishness. And too many people learn how to hurt others long before they learn how to heal themselves. They learn how to manipulate emotions, how to use love as a weapon, how to break hearts without remorse. It's one of the darker truths of human nature that trust can be broken with ease, that some wounds are caused not by strangers, but by the very people we once believed in. But here's something you must never forget. Every action has an echo. Every harm done in secret is witnessed. Every tear shed in silence is seen. There is a divine presence, a higher intelligence, a source, a God, that watches with complete awareness. Nothing escapes this sacred gaze. And though justice may not always come in the timing we expect, it comes. Not through vengeance, but through divine balance. Those who have wronged you, who have inflicted pain without care, one day, they will answer for every last drop of it. This is not a wish for revenge, but a reassurance that truth always rises, and justice, true spiritual justice, is real and inevitable. There is a holy order to life, woven through every sunset and every sunrise. Have you ever known a night that wasn't followed by dawn? Have you seen a winter that didn't give way to spring? This unshakable rhythm reveals something profound. A divine intelligence is at work. It orchestrates the stars, guides the winds, and breathes life into the smallest seeds. It's the same power that beats your heart, that stirs your intuition, that gently brings you back to yourself when you've lost your way. Long before humans walked the earth, nature was thriving. The skies, the oceans, the creatures of the wild, they lived in their own perfect balance. Each species had its time, its role, its place in the grand symphony of life. But now the responsibility rests with us. We are the most conscious, the most capable, and therefore the most accountable. We weren't just placed on this planet to take, we were entrusted with it. We are stewards of its beauty, its resources, and its future. That power is not something to take lightly. It is sacred. And it calls us to live with greater awareness, not just of the world around us, but of the world within us. The healing you seek in your life isn't something you'll find only in others. It's something that begins inside of you. In your choices, in your stillness, in your willingness to listen to the quiet voice of your soul instead of the noise of the world. So let this be your invitation, not just to mark August 16th as a date, but to meet it as a turning point, a portal into deeper truth, a mirror reflecting back to you the strength you've forgotten, the clarity you've ignored, and the beauty that still exists in you. No matter how broken you've felt, because you are not alone, you are being guided. And this, perhaps more than anything else, is your moment to remember that. This very moment, today, right now, is not ordinary. It is a quiet but profound call for you to awaken. Life is gently tapping on your shoulder, asking you to shift your perspective, to step outside the loop of your past patterns and begin doing something radically different. Not just for others, not just to prove anything to those who hurt you, but for you, for your peace, for your healing, for your soul's evolution. There is a version of you rising, a version that will no longer be defined by pain, betrayal, or rejection. Those who once caused you harm, who made you doubt yourself, who underestimated your worth or walked away without looking back, these same people will one day witness your transformation. And not a superficial change, but a deep inner glow that radiates from the clarity and strength you found within. Some of them may even wish they could return to the place they once held in your life. But this time, the decision will be yours. Because true power doesn't come from proving anything to anyone. It comes from reclaiming your peace, your voice, your self-respect. But how do you get there? How do you evolve into that version of yourself? The answer has been around you all along. It's written into the rhythm of the natural world. Nature has never stopped speaking to you. It whispers its truth in the rustle of the trees, the stillness of the sky, the ebb and flow of the tides, and the silent patience of every living thing. The world around you is not just scenery. It's a living, breathing mirror reflecting back the deeper truths of your existence. And when you begin to observe nature, not with the eyes of habit, but with a heart of presence, you begin to receive its messages. The trees don't rush to bloom. The ocean doesn't resist the tide. The moon waxes and wanes without apology. There is a sacred order in it all. Grace. And the more you begin to align with that grace, the more you find yourself stepping into flow rather than resistance. Pain begins to feel like a teacher, not a punishment. Setbacks start to look like redirections rather than endings. And healing becomes less about getting over it and more about growing through it. So let this day be the line in the sand. A day that marks your new beginning, not because your problems vanish, but because you choose to approach them differently. You choose to soften, not harden. To forgive, not for their sake, but to free your own spirit. To release, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You are not just here to survive or to endure. You are here to awaken. To remember who you truly are beneath the layers of hurt, fear, and defense. And the universe is supporting you in that process, always. Every tear you've cried, every injustice you've suffered, it has not gone unseen. A higher presence, whether you call it God, Source, or something else, has witnessed every silent prayer and every sleepless night. And this presence does not forget. What has been done in darkness will eventually come to light. Justice, in its truest and most divine form, is not blind. It is patient. And it is certain. That truth alone should allow your heart to rest. Because you no longer need to carry the burden of proving anything. You no longer need to spend your energy on resentment, on bitterness, or on replaying what others have said or done to you. Those thoughts, while tempting, are heavy. They build invisible cages in the mind, traps that keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. And if you stay trapped in those thoughts for too long, you begin to close your heart to possibility. Your energy begins to feel dimmed, and you find it harder to believe that life can be better. That joy can return. That love can find you again. But it can, and it will, when you allow yourself to open to it, start small. Begin by noticing the good that quietly surrounds you. The warmth in someone's eyes. The comfort of a peaceful moment. The grace of a day that starts anew, no matter how chaotic yesterday was. These aren't small things. They're lifelines. Glimpses of hope that, when gathered, create a new lens through which to see your life. And when you start living from that place, from appreciation instead of anger, from presence instead of pain, your entire reality begins to shift. You attract peace because you are peace. You receive love because you are no longer guarding your heart with fear. You discover that even the most painful chapters of your life were not meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for a depth of joy, wisdom, and clarity that could only be born from experience. This coming Saturday, August 16th, is more than a date on the calendar. It's an energetic threshold, a spiritual turning point. The cosmos is stirring. The air is charged. This is not just about astrology or numerology. It's about vibration. The universe moves in cycles, and this moment holds the potential to awaken something powerful within you, if you're willing to lean in, to listen, to let go. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it honestly. Let go of the need for revenge. Let go of the looping thoughts that replay past conversations or imagined confrontations. That energy isn't helping you. It's holding you hostage. Your mind can either be your sanctuary or your prison, and the choice is yours to make every day. Instead, pour your energy into what is real, into the people who show up consistently, into the friends who listen without judgment, into the quiet moments of gratitude. These are the relationships and experiences that are real, rooted in soul, not ego. They may not be perfect, but they are true. And they are your proof that not everything in life is meant to hurt. Some things are meant to heal, so cherish those who care. Allow space for love to return in new forms. And understand that every connection, every person who enters your life, is here for a purpose. Some to challenge you, some to teach you, some to walk with you. Not everyone stays forever, but that doesn't mean their role wasn't sacred. As for those who wounded you deeply, the burden of their choices is theirs to carry, not yours. Release it. Place it in the hands of the divine. Let God or fate or karma handle what is beyond your control. You were never meant to carry the weight of another person's darkness. You are here to carry your light, protect your energy, guard your peace, and above all, trust that you are not walking alone. The same force that moves the tides, paints the sunsets, and breathes life into every living thing is guiding you too. This is your moment, not just to heal, but to become. And the world is quietly waiting for you to rise. Never forget, your life was never meant to be small. You were not created to live as a shadow in someone else's story or to crawl unnoticed through the dust of the world. You are here for far more than survival. Your existence is sacred. You were given this breath, this moment, this day, to shine, to love, to rise, and to embody the fullness of who you are. Within you is a light that was never meant to be hidden. That light was meant to illuminate not only your path, but to spark something in others as well. And though life, pain, and the harshness of others may have tried to dim it, that light is still there, waiting to be rekindled. Let no one steal that from you. Don't let their bitterness define your truth. Don't allow their doubts to infect your dreams. You are not here to shrink in the presence of fear or to retreat into silence when the world gets loud. You are here to expand, to express, and to awaken to the power of your own soul. And there is true liberation in learning how to release the weight of the negativity you've carried, the grudges, the pain, the self-doubt, and open your heart once more to the beauty and goodness that still waits for you. When you make room for peace, when you choose healing over hatred, you don't just change your life, you begin to shift the lives of those around you. Your energy becomes a ripple of transformation. If God has chosen you to walk this earth in this very time, in this very form, then there is something more, something sacred, woven into your being. There is purpose embedded in every breath you take. It means your life is not random. Your journey is not a mistake. Somewhere deep within the threads of time and space, the universe carved out a path meant only for you. A journey filled not only with challenges and trials, but with growth, meaning, and a destiny that only your soul can fulfill. If you'll live that truth fully, you must begin to pay attention, not just to what's loud and obvious, but to what's quiet and easily missed. Life is always speaking. The divine is always communicating. It speaks through dreams, through emotions, through nature, through sudden insights that arrive when you least expect them. These aren't coincidences. They are sacred messages, little nudges from the universe designed to help you remember what you came here to do. Today is no ordinary day. August 16th may appear like any other date on the calendar, but if you slow down and truly feel, you might sense that something is stirring. There are certain days in the cycle of life that carry a different energy, days when the veil between the seen and unseen becomes thin. On days like this, the universe offers something rare, an open doorway, a portal of transformation. These moments are invitations, calls to return to ourselves, to pause long enough to hear what our souls have been whispering beneath the noise. You may feel it as a sudden shift, a moment of clarity after weeks of confusion, a deep knowing that arrives in stillness, or a sense that you're exactly where you need to be even if everything around you seems uncertain. These are not random. They are signs, lovingly placed in your path by a force greater than your understanding. The challenge is not in receiving them, but in recognizing them, because they often come softly, wrapped in ordinary moments, disguised in quiet encounters or subtle emotions. But when you pause, when you listen not with your ears but with your heart, you begin to notice them. You begin to see that life has been guiding you all along. And when you allow yourself to follow those signs, when you respond with courage and openness, a quiet transformation begins to take place. It's not loud or dramatic. It's subtle and sacred. Your energy begins to shift. People who once ignored you may suddenly pay attention. Those who misunderstood you may start to see you in a new light. This isn't because they've changed, it's because you have. Growth creates resonance. Healing changes your frequency. And the more in tune you become with the universe, the more aligned your life becomes. Understand this. These signs, these awakenings are not meant for everyone. They are tailored, chosen, crafted specifically for you. Nature itself selects certain souls at certain times to awaken, to step into higher levels of truth, clarity, and purpose. If you're receiving these signals now, it's not by accident. It means you're ready. Ready to rise beyond the limitations you once accepted. Ready to step away from fear, guilt, and shame and move into your higher self. The version of you that honors truth, walks with peace, and leads with love. But as you rise, there's something you must also remember. How you carry your emotions matters. In times of struggle, it's natural to want to vent, to seek comfort in others, to speak your pain aloud. And while expressing your truth is important, it's just as important to be mindful of how you release that pain. Words carry weight. Emotions carry energy. When we speak constantly of what hurts us, when we give voice over and over to our wounds, we not only invite others into that energy, we can unintentionally give them power to use it against us. Your pain deserves to be honored, but not exploited. Your healing deserves sacred space, not scattered energy. Nature feels what you put into the air. So does the universe. Choose your moments. Share when it's safe, when it's sacred, when it's constructive. Speak your truth not to drown others in your sorrow, but to set yourself free. And remember, not every storm belongs on display. Some of your deepest healing will happen in silence, in stillness, in the spaces between the noise. The world doesn't always need to know your pain for it to be valid. What matters is that you know it, that you are holding it gently, choosing to grow from it rather than be consumed by it. What you give your energy to becomes your experience. If you continue to hold on to bitterness, resentment, or anger, even quietly, it will shape your world. But if you make the conscious choice to turn your heart toward light, to trust, to hope, to heal, you'll begin to notice how life opens in return, how the path becomes clearer, how joy slowly and surely begins to return. This is not illusion, it's transformation. And it begins with the smallest shift in your awareness. Let today be that shift. This is your moment to rise above what was meant to break you, and instead, let it build you. You are not here to carry the weight of what others did. You are here to rise beyond it, to release it into the hands of the divine, and to walk forward with grace. Your energy is a precious gift. Don't waste it on those who couldn't see your worth. Use it to become everything you were born to be. The universe is waiting. Nature is watching. And your soul, your truest self, is ready to come alive. Your life is far too luminous to be cast in shadows. You're not here to crawl unnoticed through the dust of existence, or to play out a small and timid version of yourself. You were born with light, brilliant, creative, resilient light. You were made to love, to grow, and to shine fully. Never allow someone or something to dim that radiant spark within you. Release the weight of negativity. Let freedom settle into your heart. and allow yourself to be swept by the good that waits patiently beyond the pain. When your heart opens to healing, you awaken a kind of inner strength and serenity that no one can ever take away, a peace so potent it transforms not just your world, but the worlds around you. If you've been chosen by something greater, by God, the cosmos, or the divine, then there is something sacred written into your life's blueprint, something vast and singular stretching beyond the mundane. The universe has carved a unique path for you, one that brims with lessons, possibilities, and a destiny you were meant to live. To walk that path fully, you must be attentive, not just to what compels you outwardly, but to the subtle nudges that, at times, whisper directly to your soul. These signs, a soft breeze at the right moment, a moment of peace and confusion, a sudden clarity, are not accidents. They are invitations from beyond, guiding you to the truth of who you truly are and what you are meant to become. Today, August 16th, is not just another date. It is a door crack in time, a gentle chance to step into something more. There are days in life that hum with a different energy, days when the world's heartbeat seems to sync with our own. If you're feeling it now, don't push it aside. It's a cosmic invitation. Allow your awareness to open and listen not just with your ears, but with your soul. In doing so, you'll notice that life begins to shift. Chance meetings kindle inspiration. Fuzzy thinking clears with sudden brilliance. Intuition nudges you homeward. These invitations may be soft. They do not roar. But when you pause to listen, you'll realize they are lovingly tailored for you. Over time, you'll feel a transformation. People begin to see a higher, truer you. The lens through which others view you changes. And it's not magic. It's the alignment that happens when you begin to embody your truest self. Yet, within this awakening lies a responsibility to choose wisely what energies you release outward. It's natural to want to share your pain or to seek solace in others. But words and emotions send ripples through the world, and unguarded, they can invite burdens that are not yours to bear. Nature feels that energy, and so does the collective fabric of life. Instead of spilling darkness into the world, learn to honor your pain in sacred silence, to speak only when it serves your healing, to share with intention, not just desperation. Healing often favors quiet spaces, not public drama. Sometimes, the hush between heartbeats is where the soul deepens. Your healing isn't validated by visibility. It is felt in your bones, known in your presence, and carried gently within the sanctuary of your being. What you choose to nurture becomes your reality. Release bitterness and resentment, and you unclog the pathways of your soul. Invite light, kindness, and forgiveness. The air becomes lighter, clearer, and the world offers fresh perspectives. This is not wishful thinking. It's transformation, seated in simplicity. And it starts with something small, a shift in awareness, a decision to trust the unseen, and a willingness to flow. What if right now marks the day that everything begins to change? Rise beyond the weight of expectations, the pain of separation, and the echoes of what once was. Release that burden into the gentle hands of the divine. You were born to rise, not to bear the yoke of others' darkness, but to shine in spite of it. This world needs your light. Let it begin with you, the integer of the universe, the rhythm of nature, and the whisper of your soul. Each is aligned, listening, waiting for you to remember just how brightly you can shine. Let your journey forward be one of trust, renewal, and deep, radiant purpose.